morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday, and I hope it finds you well out there. Things, keep doing what they've been doing. We've got more war update news. Maybe there's not going to be a deal now. We'll see. We're playing the deal or no deal game. We got jobless claims out today. Really, the same thing that we've been hearing for quite a long time. Nobody's hiring. Nobody's firing. Nobody's really doing anything. If you need a job, good luck. If you have a job, well, apparently, unless you're one of the unfortunate ones, you may be okay. And then, of course, we have Congress talking about how much money they're going to spend and all of that going on. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. And, of course, the website at allamericangold.com. And let's not forget, right, we have a new term, structural tightness. Yes, apparently with structural tightness, which just means certain products are going higher because for one reason or another, pick a reason, doesn't really matter what the reason is apparently, they don't have to count that when they're talking about interest rates. Well, it's just structural tightness. So, we can't fix that, if they're going to close the Strait of Hormuz and all of these products, that shouldn't really count, right? If there's not enough silver in the world, well, that's not our fault, right? So we'll see. Remember, we're anticipating a new central bank, right? A new Fed chairman. We have most of the Fed now kind of adjusting to the Kevin Warsh, and we're going to cut interest rates one way or another. This is why you need to be in the gold and silver now. It's going to be very quick. I'll just tell you, it's going to be quick. I hope you take advantage of the. I'll call it the war pullback. Right, take advantage of the war pullback, and then again, maybe the war's going to be here a little while longer. Yes, it's almost over. They keep telling us that it's almost over. So here's what we have. This is happened here in the last little bit. Iran is now saying they're going back to the toll payment system. So the U.S. we have a blockade. We have sent back right now, here's what's happening. If it is a ship carrying any type of Iranian products, and mostly, what are we talking about? Mostly crude oil and stuff. The United States will get on the radio and tell the ship, hey, you need to go back. Turn back around or else. So far, 14 ships have done so. The other ships that aren't carrying Iranian products, the United States has been letting through, and Iran has not charged them to go through. So like yesterday, I think there was like 20 ships that went through. And today, the Iranians are like, okay, because remember, deal, no deal, it's almost over. We're going to have a meeting. Today, Iran said, not doing that. They want to go through, they're paying us. So this is the latest. So this has kind of thrown everybody for a loop that Iran is back to saying, listen, we don't care if the Americans are going to let you go or not. But if our ships aren't going to go through, you're paying us. And, of course, the $2 million, I don't know if that is the thing, but, this is what they're saying. Hey, you're going to have to pay $10 million if you want to go through. So, Jason, I guess, a little farther away today.
And the markets are they're having some confusion. I mean, gold and silver was up last night. You said gold is down, but it looks like gold's down on one metric.
Yeah, gold's coming back. Yeah, gold's not. Listen,
I got gold up $19. Last night, we had silver up like $2 and change. Yeah, the markets were down. Now they're kind of coming up. I think the confusion that I think they want the confusion. The news cycle is definitely the scripts that are being written for them to read to the public is to create confusion, and the markets are now showing. Well, should we be up? No, maybe we should be down. No, maybe we should be up, right? And here it is, right? Confusion. I mean, should we charge the ships coming through? Should we not? Should we blockade these guys? How about we don't blockade that? Why do I get the feeling that leadership is so poor in this matter that the guys actually having to enforce, like let's say at the Hormuz or in the Middle East, they probably don't even know which ships to let through or which ones to charge money to, or did we get the payment? Oh, that guy get through? Did he send his crypto? Why do I get the feeling there's a lot of confusion?
Is under this new plan, they're saying foreign ships would settle the accounts through the offices in Iran via the Iranian banking system. So maybe Iran's going to force them to buy the rial, right? The Iranian currency. I don't know. It's all, I don't know. It is the, I don't know markets. Quick look here. The Dow's up 90. The S&P, a new all-time record high, over 7,000, up 19. The NASDAQ, I think, was an all-time record high, 24,000. So now the NASDAQ literally now 50% of the Dow, up 71. The 10-year note higher, 429. I guess the bond market's like, okay. Wait, maybe. I don't know. Are we going back to 4.4? Crude oil's up $2. Couple of things at play. Obviously, the doubt now about what's going to happen, and the war's almost over. And then, of course, yesterday, more U.S. crude's being bought. That's a fact, which just means the supply's going to go down. So that's, it's a double-edged sword. Gold up almost $20 here, 4,810. Silver right at $79. And like Jason said, silver's almost $81 overnight. And again, I think this highlights to everybody. Okay. The second this thing is over, and listen, I don't know. You don't know. We don't know. This thing could go on for another month. Heck, it could go on for 2 months, 3 months. I just read we're sending even more troops to the region. So that's not a great sign. But here's what's interesting now. You're seeing gold and silver kind of be like almost, really similar to Wall Street. Okay, whatever you morons are going to do, we're now looking past that. We don't need, we've now got our ducks in a row, right? We are caught off guard. When oil went from 60 to 120, you caught us off guard. Yeah, we're on guard now. Where everybody's back at their stations. It will happen very, very fast. And I think now, no matter what happens, I don't know that it's going to matter. I don't know that it's going to matter. So, couple of other interesting things. I hope this doesn't become a pattern. It's starting to get me a little, I don't know, angry. Maybe that's the word, scratching my head. Remember when food was going nuts? And all of a sudden, like, cows were catching on fire and places where, they make salad and stuff. The place burns to the ground and just out of nowhere and really weird stuff. This morning I wake up in Australia. A fire erupted at their Victoria Viva Energy refinery. And I'm like, wow, that's like the fourth refinery in less than 2 weeks that's either A, caught on fire, or the pipeline broke. I hope it's not a trend. But it kind of feels like a trend, doesn't it? Kind of feels like a trend. At the same time, the White House says that they are fast-tracking the permits. Matter of fact, several of them issued yesterday. I didn't want to bring it up. Yesterday, tax day. I guess they're going to resurrect the pipeline. What was that pipeline? I'll think of it here in a minute. Remember that pipeline? Okay, the Keystone XL pipeline. Apparently, permits have now been issued. They want to start building it again, and they said no restrictions. Whatever product we can put in there, we will. Refined product, unrefined product, liquefied petroleum gas, natural gas, jet fuel, gasoline, kerosene, diesel. We don't care. Now, of course, the problem is they can't get built overnight. But this kind of screams to me structural tightness no matter what happens in the energy markets. And because of that, somehow the Federal Reserve is going to ignore it. Well, we know inflation's way above where we want it to be, but it's structural tightness, right? So therefore, we're going to ignore it. Is what's going to happen. And then, of course, we got jobless claims. 207,000. It's like a broken record. The people that get fired, sitting right at this one point, it just sits right at 1.9 million people can't find work. But inside of that, they essentially said the following: here's what's happening. If you need a job, good luck. If you have a job, unless your company's going out of business, right? And we know, by the way, Spirit Airlines, they may not make it through the weekend. So if you're working at Spirit, I hope something works out for you. But yeah, you're probably not going to get fired as long as, you're at a company that, is trying hard not to go bankrupt. So that was the jobs report for today. And that makes sense. I think that is exactly what it is that is going on. We did get industrial production. It was a really bad number. This was a March number. But I'm going to discount it because they revised the previous number way up. So if you took the two numbers together, oil and gas drilling declined in March. I would hope that turns around. I'm assuming it would. March consumer energy products declined. Commercial energy products declined. And I don't know if that's just because it costs so much or what, but again, like I said, February had a huge spike, so let's throw that in the trash and say, okay, what is going to happen going forward? And I think the path is pretty clear. Does not look to me like we're really going to get a deal with the Iranians. I think they're going to try to wait it out. So this thing will go a little bit longer. But at the same time, I don't think it matters anymore. Unless bombs start flying. As long as we're doing what we're doing now, we're blocking, right? They're making you pay, but no one's blowing anything up. I think we're good. The second something blows up, okay, you may get a little bit of a reaction unless they really blow things up, and then that'll be a little different. So there you go there. We did get Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary. Interesting comments. You know, we're supposed to meet with the Chinese next month. Remember, we were supposed to meet them in March. That got delayed. Reports out of I don't know, some government, China may be sending weapons to Iran. China denied it. The president yesterday was bragging about, Xi Jinping, we're going to hug it out, and they're not sending weapons, and everything's great. And then the Treasury Secretary says China has been an unreliable global partner. And he cited 3 events over the last 5 years. First, he said they were an unreliable global partner during COVID and said that they were hoarding healthcare products. And it's kind of interesting, right? You know, the pot calling the kettle black, if you will, right? Who's more unreliable as a global partner? Second, so that was one, okay? Second, they're an unreliable global partner when it comes to the rare earths, okay? And we know that, right? China, where most of the rare earths are like, hey, sorry, right? We're going to use it first, and then whatever's left over, we'll give you some, right? You know, you got to get a permit, right? You know the game. And of course, no mention of us slapping tariffs on them and all that, right? Because we know what that's about. The third time now has to do with the war. Kind of interesting. Saying that the Chinese, instead of buying less oil and using more of their strategic oil reserves, the Treasury Secretary said China continues buying and they're hoarding and they've cut off exports of many products. Remember, a lot of refining capacity in China. I know it's hard to, the whole oil thing's weird. But take California as an example. California was buying refined, whether it was gasoline or diesel, from the Chinese. Yeah. Why? Because they basically forced the refineries in California to shut down. And, of course, the Chinese are like, well, you know what? Yeah, we don't have any extra now. So, interesting war of words playing out, saying that he went on to say that the U.S. blockade will ensure that no Chinese tankers or other ships will pass through the strait, so they're not going to be able to get their oil. They can get, but then he catches himself. Okay, wait a minute. They can get oil, just not Iranian oil. So, again, interesting comments about, who's the bad trading partner, who isn't the bad trading partner, but structural tightness. Right? Well, see, it's rare earths. Well, it's China's fault. See, they're not giving us stuff. Right? COVID. Oh, well, guys, masks and gloves. It was China's fault. And now they're setting the stage again. Well, let's just call it oil related. And that could be from the fuels, right? Jet fuel, diesel, gasoline, whatever. That could be from like the plastics and the other chemicals around energy. We have structural tightness because of China. See, it's not us, right? It's not that we blockaded and went to war. No, it's just the Chinese. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. God, what is it? I got to keep forgetting what the day is. Thursday. That's one more day to Friday. All right. I've got, you know what? This is crazy. It's a crazy opportunity right now. I've got 4-piece proof sets. These are gold proof sets. So what's the difference between a proof set and, let's say, a regular gold eagle or $20 gold piece? Essentially, what it is this is something where, you buy it directly from the mint, right? And they take extra care and they strike it multiple times. So it's going to be as perfect as they can make a coin. And they put a special coating on it, and they put it in this pretty box, and they put a certificate of authenticity because they don't make a lot of proof coins every year, so it's limited in its supply, and this particular proof is a set, and it has all 4 coins the gold coins. They have the 10th ounce, the quarter ounce, the half ounce, and the 1 ounce, all in one really nice package. Comes in a box. As a matter of fact, it's in a box that's in another box, right? So, these things are meant to be admired. Each one of the coins also has it's in one of those capsules, so you can take the coins out and you can look at them without actually touching the coin. And they always, as everyone knows, proof gold coins, they always carry a big premium, right? Usually, you can sit there and, just the cost alone, right? You take the spot price, you throw on a few $100, and then, and then, of course, then you throw the markup, and if you go out to the U.S. Mint's website, you can see that a proof 2026 1 ounce American Gold Eagle is $5,650. Now, would I tell you to buy a American proof Gold Eagle for $5,650 with a gold price at $4,800 and change? Absolutely not. Right? I'd tell you, you're not going to get what you paid for that out of it. Now, they have the 4-piece set. So the 4-piece, that's 1.5 ounces of gold, 1.85 ounces of gold. So you got the 1 ounce coin, the half ounce, the quarter ounce, the 10th ounce. You add it up. They've got that for $10,557.50. So the U.S. Mint says essentially, Jason, $5,700 an ounce for these 5-piece proof sets. Well, 4-piece. So what did I say? 5-piece. 4-piece proof set. I've got them today for $5,100 an ounce. Now, so you got to take 5,100 times the 1.85. It's $9,435 per proof set. So you are going to be buying 1.85 ounces of proof American Gold Eagles for essentially $5,100 an ounce. So it's
is the year known or unknown?
These are going to be unknown years. So these will be backdated years. I don't have the specifics as to exactly what years they will be, but they will be older ones, right? So it could be from the 80s, could be from the 90s, 2000s. But I don't know, once every 3 to 5 years, we may sell proofs because they charge way too much for them. But you're able to buy a proof gold eagle, Jason, that's cheaper than a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle, right? Ungraded, right? Right? Great opportunity here buying these proof sets.
Hard to believe that the Gold and Silver Eagle program is 40 years this year. 40 to 86 to 2026, 40 years. Yeah.
So 4-piece proof Gold Eagle set, $9,435. Comes with the box, the certs, the whole shebang. Takes your costs down to $5,100. You know, $20 gold piece today, $5,000. $5,000. So for an extra $100, you know, the proof, you know, the 1 ounce Gold Eagle has a little more gold in it than the 20. I mean, Jason, you're essentially buying proof gold for no markup. I mean, really, that's what you're looking at.
Right, and for people that are just gold only guys, you really should consider that if you get proof gold coins, there's a lot more to it. You know, if you ever have to go to sell proof gold in with some raw gold at the same time, if the guy's not offering you more for the proof gold, then you need to go sell somewhere else because the gold is better. It's just better gold.
Let me give you an example. A proof 1/10 ounce American Gold Eagle, my cost, spot plus $230. A quarter ounce American Gold Eagle, spot plus $175. That's my cost. Half ounce, spot plus $100.
That's $50. Right. $50.
$50.
$23 on the 10th ounce, which I'm shocked it's as low as $23 on the 10th ounce.
Yeah, well, right. Quarter ounce, it's $43.75, $23.50. Then you throw in the 1 ounce, right? That's another $60. So that's $176.75 plus spot price. Yeah, cost is $5,000. It's $100 over cost. 800-951-0592. Remember, tomorrow we will do a Texit update. I've got more things to share. So I want to point that out. I know we didn't do it yesterday because the calls got changed up. I got another one tonight, and then I'll bring everybody up to speed tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Big opportunity here on these proof sets. Yeah, I know. It's not cheap, right? It's $9,435. But it is cheap when you think about you're paying $5,100. And gold is over $4,800. And I just went and told you, hey, here's the price of each of the items one by one. And we're going to put them all in a set with the cert, the whole shooting match. 1.85 ounces of proof American Gold Eagles at 800-951-0592. And Jason alluded to this. We pay more for proof gold than any other type of gold. They're worth more than $20 gold pieces. They're worth more than gold eagles, gold bars. I mean, this is it. When we talk about, okay, what is the most expensive way to buy gold? And if you're in the United States, proof American Gold Eagles by far. It's not even close. By far, the most expensive thing you can buy. Unless you're buying it from Patriot and you're buying it today. $9,435 for the 4-piece proof American Gold Eagle set at 800-951-0592. So tax day ended yesterday. Bloomberg reporting that the U.S. Treasury, which, right now this would be kind of like the most money the Treasury has, came in a little light. Yeah, came in a little light. And they're saying, well, over the next week or so, some more money's coming in because, if you owed, maybe you didn't mail it to yesterday. But now they're saying best case scenario, the checkbook, if you will, could maybe get to $1 trillion. But unfortunately, the largest move occurred yesterday. That is historically the largest move. And we haven't even gotten to $800 billion. That is below where they were hoping for it to be. What does that all mean, Joe? What does that mean? Why do we care? Remember, the Federal Reserve has already started quantitative easing. Now, when they started it back in December, right, they gave us this nonsense. And, of course, I told you it was nonsense. I'll use structural tightening against them. I'm like, yeah, I know what's going to be in the Treasury's checkbook. They're never going to end this. They said they were just doing this until April, until the tax money came in, and then we'd wind it down. Well, Bloomberg today said, go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it. It is not going to work. As a matter of fact, they are encouraging the Federal Reserve to tread more carefully with its plan on curtailing their quantitative easing, because, Jason, at the end of the day, obviously we are given bigger refunds. The Treasury didn't quite get the money that they were hoping for. And let's not forget, we still got to pay for the war and everything else. Guys, I'm telling you, not only are they not going to end it, get ready for it to go higher. That's my prediction. They're going to lower rates and increase quantitative easing before the end of the year. Gold's going to be $6,000 plus. Jump on this special today. It's just a great time to buy gold and silver because, quite honestly, the price got pushed down on a crazy event. And guess what? Even today, when they're like, uh-oh, maybe it's not going to end, look at what gold and silver did. Okay, well, we don't care anymore, right? I think we're trying to pass that, and everyone's looking at what's going to happen from here. And, of course, on the gold side, I think a lot of people were shocked how much buying really happened when the price dove dove at the beginning of the Iran war. People were jumping in hand over fist. Countries. I'm not talking about the guy buying. Maybe you're buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these proof sets. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking guys coming in and buying tons of it at a time. But Jason, we do have more breaking news. Maybe a potential 10-day ceasefire in Lebanon. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Confusion is the game that's being played, and it just has the smell that all players are winking at each other and playing together. It sure seems like there's a game. Does this? Have you ever seen a conflict as polite and the moves being announced in the public? Who does that in war?
Yeah.
It sure seems really fraudulent.
Well, you know what? If you're focused on the war, you don't have to pay attention to how the Treasury doesn't have any money, right?
Yeah, it is a good distraction, but how long will it last?
It's structural tightness, Jason. We know this. It's structural tightness.
Well, I guess we aren't talking Epstein list as much either, I guess.
Right. Bring back Melania. We'll be back. Final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. A pretty cool special today. The 4-piece proof gold American Eagle set. 1.85 ounces of gold. You're paying a price of $5,100 or $9,435. Crazy the opportunity. 800-951-0592. I mean, gold's $48.10, up $18, $4,810. I mean, $20 gold piece, $5,000. And that's how I kind of look at it. Like, okay, can you make up the spread, right? Can you make up the spread? And in this case, the answer is yes, absolutely. I know it's kind of weird. When I buy a $20 gold piece for $5,000, or when I buy proof sets, the 4-piece proof sets at $5,100 ounce, obviously $9,435. Jason, I'm buying the proof sets without a doubt, right? For an extra $100 and an ounce, that's well worth it, and that's what I would be doing today. And that doesn't happen. Like I said, listen, go to the Mint website, you'll see them. They want $10,577 for them. Yeah. So we're $94.35. That's why it's worth it.
Yeah, great way to get into some gold. It's they're really nice looking coins. I like the old coins. I like the modern coins. And I especially like the coins that don't have people on them. And it's the American Eagle program, which started in 1986, kind of stuck to the old rules, which is liberty on the obverse and freedom on the reverse. The Eagle's on the back, and liberty is on the obverse, the front. And it's cool coins. Cool coins for sure.
Yeah. Cool, absolutely.
Looks a little bit like the St. Gaudens. The gold eagle looks like the St. Gaudens. The silver eagle looks like the $50 Walking Liberty old coin. So pretty cool. They kept the old with the new, Joe.
There you go. 800-951-0592. Yeah. So no change with the Iranian thing, but Trump talking about a 10-day. Oh, well, never mind. It's a 10-day ceasefire that apparently the president has agreed to. So, unfortunately, Lebanon, Hezbollah, I don't even know if Israel has agreed to it. So, not quite there on that one. I love that, though. Good announcement. I'm sure we'll keep getting more and more of that just to keep everybody equally confused. But really, the biggest news probably today really had to do with the Treasury. Really disappointing, the amount of money in the checkbook. It is going to force quantitative easing that they were promising us was temporary to become permanent, which I told you that anyway. And we're also going to see, got to remember, the Treasury's going to announce bigger auction sizes. As soon as they run out of this money, Jason, I think that's what comes next, right? Not only do we not have any money, we need bigger auction sizes. Why? Because we don't have any money, right? Yeah. Got to refill the checkbook. I know. What a story. One more day till Friday.